Imagine standing on the edge of the Grand Canyon or wandering through the vibrant streets of Tokyo. Imagine the thrill, the rush of excitement as you immerse yourself in a culture entirely different from your own. Every corner turned unveils a new surprise. Every moment is a snapshot to be cherished. Traveling abroad is a treasure trove of unique experiences, an adventure that crafts memories unlike any other. However, to ensure these memories are pleasant ones, it's essential to avoid certain mistakes often made by travelers. First on our list, disregarding health and safety regulations. Now this might seem like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised how often this simple rule is overlooked while traveling abroad. Let's consider an example. You're in a foreign land, the air is different. The culture is rich, and the food is something else entirely. You're tempted to dive right in, to experience everything in its most authentic form. This might lead you to drink tap water in countries where it's not advisable. You think, how bad could it be? Well, it could be bad enough to spoil your entire trip. You see, some countries might have different water treatment standards, or perhaps the local water contains microorganisms that your body isn't accustomed to. The result? You're stuck in your hotel room, far from the adventure you've been dreaming of, or perhaps you're visiting a country with vast, breathtaking national parks. You're drawn to the wild beauty, the animals in their natural habitat. But remember, this isn't a zoo. There are no barriers here, and those "do not feed the animals" signs. They're not just suggestions, they exist for a reason. Feeding wildlife can alter their natural behavior, making them dependent on humans or even aggressive. This not only endangers you, but also the animals and other visitors. These are just two examples. Health and safety regulations vary greatly from one country to another, and it's your responsibility to familiarize yourself with them before you set foot on foreign soil. It's about respect for the country you're visiting, for their rules and laws, and for your own well-being. And let's not forget, these rules and regulations were not made to hinder your experience, but to enhance it. They're there to ensure your safety and health so you can enjoy your trip without any unnecessary risks or disruptions. Remember, health and safety regulations exist for a reason, and disregarding them can have serious consequences. So travel smart, stay safe, and make the most of your adventure abroad. Next up, ignoring local weather warnings. Now let's imagine you've packed your bags, made your way to the airport, and you're about to embark on a trip to the Caribbean. You're excited for the sunny beaches, the warm tropical breeze, and the rhythmic sway of the palm trees. But hold on a minute. Did you check the local weather forecast? The Caribbean is a beautiful region, but it's also known for its hurricane season. Every year from June to November, the region experiences severe weather conditions and sometimes devastating hurricanes. Ignoring these warnings could land you right in the middle of a dangerous storm. Similarly, if you're planning a trip to the Middle East, it's crucial to be aware of the extreme heat conditions. In the summer months, the temperature can soar above 100 degrees Fahrenheit. The heat can be relentless and unforgiving, and it's not something to be taken lightly. Ignoring these warnings could lead to severe health risks like heat stroke or dehydration. Sure, we all want our vacations to be filled with adventure and excitement, but ignoring local weather warnings can turn that dream vacation into a nightmare. You might end up stranded in your hotel room because of a hurricane, or worse, you could find yourself in a life-threatening situation. Being aware of the local weather conditions and taking the necessary precautions is not just about ensuring your comfort, it's about your safety. It's about being responsible travelers and respecting the forces of nature that we cannot control. Checking the local weather forecast should be part of your pre-trip planning. Look for reliable sources of information, such as the National Weather Service or local news channels. And while you're at it, make sure to pack accordingly. If there's a chance of a hurricane, pack a raincoat. If you're going somewhere hot, pack plenty of water and sunscreen. In the end, staying informed about the local weather can be the difference between an enjoyable trip and a disastrous one. So before you venture out into the world, remember, don't ignore the local weather warnings. It's better to be safe than sorry. Another common mistake, underestimating distances. Picture this. You're planning a trip across Europe. You've got your heart set on seeing the iconic Eiffel Tower, the historic Colosseum, and the vibrant canals of Amsterdam. All in a day's work, right? Wrong. Europe might look compact on the map, but in reality, The distances between these cities are not as small as they seem. You might find yourself spending more time in transit than actually exploring these beautiful destinations. The same applies to the United States, particularly when it comes to its sprawling national parks. Yellowstone, for instance, isn't just a walk in the park. It's over 2 million acres of wilderness. That's larger than the states of Delaware and Rhode Island combined. Attempting to explore it all in a day or two is not just ambitious, but it could also rob you of the chance to truly appreciate its beauty. Underestimating distances isn't just about misjudging time, though. It can also impact your budget. Unexpectedly long journeys might require additional nights in hotels, extra meals on the go, and of course more fuel or higher transportation costs. Suddenly your budget-friendly trip doesn't seem so friendly on your wallet. So, how do you avoid falling into this trap? Research and planning. Before you jet off, take the time to understand the distances between your destinations. There are numerous online tools available that can help you estimate travel times. And remember, it's not just about the time it takes to get from point A to point B. Consider how long you want to spend at each location. A rushed visit to the Louvre or a hurried hike in the Grand Canyon just won't do these wonders justice. Also, consider alternatives. Perhaps a scenic train ride through the Swiss Alps could be a journey in itself, rather than a means to an end. Or maybe instead of trying to cover every inch of Yellowstone, focus on a few key areas. A little research and planning can go a long way in ensuring you make the most of your time abroad. Fourth on our list, not carrying emergency cash. Now we can all agree, in the age of digital wallets and credit cards, carrying around cash may seem a bit outdated. But let's take a step back and look at this from a different perspective. Imagine you're exploring the cobblestone streets of a quaint European town. You stumble upon a charming little bakery tucked away in a narrow alley. The aroma of freshly baked bread is irresistible. You walk in, only to find out they don't accept cards. That's when you'll wish you had some cash on hand. Or picture this. You're on a breathtaking island getaway, but due to weather conditions, the power is out. With no ATMs or card machines working, cash becomes the only mode of transaction. These scenarios are not as uncommon as you might think. From small family-run businesses to situations where technology fails us, having some local currency in your pocket can save you a lot of trouble. And it's not just about convenience. In case of emergencies, having cash on hand can be a real lifesaver. Imagine needing a cab urgently in a place with no internet access to book a ride, or needing to pay for medical assistance where card payments are not an option. Cash is also helpful in places where bargaining is a norm. In many parts of the world, cash payments can get you a better deal compared to card payments. So how much should you carry? Well, there's no one-size-fits-all answer to this. It depends on where you're going, what you plan to do, and the overall cost of living in that area. But as a rule of thumb, it's a good idea to carry enough to cover a day's worth of expenses. Having said all this, it's important to remember that carrying too much cash can also be risky, so balance is key. Keep the cash distributed in different places, not all in one spot, to minimize risk. Remember, it's always better to be safe than sorry when it comes to money. So the next time you're packing your bags for an exciting trip abroad, don't forget to include some local currency. It might just turn out to be the hero of your travel story. As you plan your next adventure abroad, keep these points in mind. We've journeyed through various pitfalls of international travel, each essential to remember as you set foot on foreign soil. The thrill of exploring new cultures and landscapes is undeniably enticing, but it's crucial you approach your adventures with a keen eye for health and safety regulations. Remember, these rules are in place for a reason, and disregarding them not only risks your well-being, but also may land you in legal trouble. Weather, often underestimated, can be a formidable foe or an unsung hero of your trip. Ignoring local weather warnings can result in dangerous, even life-threatening situations. Whether it's the scorching sun of the Sahara or the icy winds of Siberia, heed local advice and plan accordingly. Pack the right gear, be ready to change your plans, and most importantly, respect Mother Nature's might. When it comes to distances, what appears to be a stone's throw away on the map might turn out to be a full day's journey. Don't fall into the trap of underestimating distances. Remember, traveling is not just about the destination, but the journey in between. Schedule your time wisely and don't cram too many activities into a single day. Slow down, soak in the scenery, and enjoy the ride. Cash, the old faithful, often overlooked in this age of digital transactions. Not carrying emergency cash can put you in a tight spot. Imagine being stranded in a remote village where your credit card is as good as a piece of plastic. Or worse still, losing your wallet. Always carry a safety net of emergency cash tucked away separately from your main stash. In conclusion, the excitement of travel can sometimes cloud our judgment, leading us to overlook these simple yet crucial aspects. But a well-planned trip, one that accounts for all these factors, can save you from unnecessary hassles and potentially risky situations. Research is key. Preparation is paramount. Respect for the local culture, weather, and geography forms the foundation of an enriching travel experience. Avoid these common mistakes and your trip abroad will be an unforgettable experience. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and use the link in the description for 50 free AI minutes from InVideo. Safe travels!